everyone! How are you today? Oh, that's nice to hear that positive response. But for today's video, I will facilitating you to know about professional education. Do you know professional education? True questions that will give you to learn, and we will answer it through direct explanation and rationalization coming from me. So, by the way, I am Jan Marin Julia Guhiting from Bachelor of Elementary Education of Northeastern Mindanao College. What do you know about professional education? A professional education is a formalized approach to specialized training in a professional school, through which participants acquire content knowledge and learn to apply techniques. Are you ready to learn? If yes, so let's start with the question number 1. So the first question was, who among the following characterize a professional teacher? The choices are A. An education graduate who received honors. B. A teacher who has taught for at least 6 years. C. A teacher who has attended national seminars on teaching. D. A teacher who qualifies for a permanent position under Public Act 4670. So, what will be your answer? If your answer is letter D, a teacher who qualifies for a permanent position under Public Act 4670. It is all about a teacher who appointed on provisional status for lack of necessary civil service. Eligibility shall be extended permanent appointment for the position he or she is holding after having rendered at least 10 years of continuously efficient and faithful service in such position. So, second question, in professional education of teaching profession, who are covered by Republic Act 4670? The choices are A. Teachers in all levels. B. Teachers in all public elementary schools. D. Teacher in both public and private schools. D. Teachers in public elementary and secondary school. So what will be your answer? If your answer is letter D, is it correct? A teacher in public elementary and secondary school. They are passed into law in view of providing professional rights and safeguards to our public school teachers in consideration of the exigency and level of difficulty of the exercise of their position. And the third question was, in professional education of teaching profession, which of the following emphasizes the right of citizens to quality education? The choices are A. The basic education level. B. Tertiary level. C. The graduate level. Or D. All levels. So what will be your answer? So if your answer was all levels, letter D, is it correct? Why all levels? Is it because all levels have education have a right education is not only the right to access, but also the right to receive an education of good quality. It shall take appropriate steps to make such education accessible to all. And the fourth question was, a teacher chairman has been 7 straight years and therefore qualities for a study leave with pay for 1 year. In this situation, should she pursue it? How much pay is she entitled to receive? The choices are A. 50% of monthly salary, B. 60% of monthly salary, C. 70% of monthly salary, or D. 100% monthly salary. So what will be your answer? If your answer was B. 60% of monthly salary, is that correct? 60% of monthly salary was a teacher has performance-based bonus or PBB. It is an extra compensation granted to an employee as a reward for reaching pre-established goals and benchmarks. So that's why a teacher receives rewards after evaluating their performances and high quality performances. So next was question number 5. Which educational levels provide for free and compulsory education as stipulated in Article 4, Section 2 of the Philippine Constitution? The choices are A. Elementary level, B. Secondary level, C. Elementary and secondary levels, or D. Tertiary level. So what will be your answer? So if your answer was letter C, elementary and secondary level, is it correct? Elementary and secondary level was in the Article 4, Section 2 of the Philippine Constitution. It is hereby declared the policy of that state to protect and promote the right to all citizens to quality basic education and to make such education accessible to all by providing all Filipino children a free and compulsory education in the elementary, especially in the elementary, and free education in the secondary school levels. So, in the 6th question was, what does Tanner define as planned and guided learning experiences and intended outcomes formulated through the systematic reconstruction of knowledge and experiences under the auspices of the school for the learner's continuous and willful growth in personal social competence. The choices are A. Curriculum, B. Instruction, C. Teaching, and D. Learning. So what will be your answer? So if your answer was A. Curriculum, is it correct? According to Tanner, curriculum as planned and guided learning experiences because in any activity that provides knowledge or skills or that changes attitude and is purposely planned and presented as a learning event to be contributing to the development of learning outcomes. So in the 7th question, who is a person involved in curriculum, knowing, writing, planning, implementing, evaluating, innovating, and initiating? The choices are A. Curricularist, B. Curriculist, C. Curricularist, D. Curricularist. So what will be your answer? If your answer was letter C, curricularist, is it correct? A profession who is curriculum specialist. A person involved in curriculum: knowing, writing, planning, implementing, evaluating, innovating, and initiating. Was a teacher but has a role that is broader and inclusive of other functions, and so a teacher also is a curricularist. So the next question was number 8. Acquiring academic knowledge, both formal or disciplines, logic, or informal, derived from experiences, vicarious and unintended. What role of a curricularist is this? The choices are A. Knower, B. Planner, C. Writer, or D. Innovator. So what will be your answer? So if your answer was letter A, knower, is it correct? The teacher as a curriculist knows the curriculum. Learning starts with knowing. The teacher as a student begins with knowing about the curriculum, the subject matter, and the content. As a teacher, one has to chiefly learn what are incorporated in the curriculum. It is the mastery of the content. So the next question was number 9. It is a role of a teacher to make yearly, monthly, and daily plan, as it serves as a guide in the implementation of the curriculum. What role of the teacher is this as curricularist? The choices are A. Innovator, B. Implementer, C. Initiator, D. Planner. So what will be your answer? If your answer was D. Planner, is that correct? The teacher as curricularist plans the curriculum. A good curriculum has to be planned yearly, monthly, and daily plan. This will function as a guide in the enactment of the curriculum. As a curriculum planner, the teacher will take into attention several factors, which include the learners, the support material time, subject matter, or content, the desired outcomes, the context of the learners, among others, in planning the curriculum. So the next question was number 10. Teacher gives life to the curriculum plan, and the success of the recommended, well-written, and planned curriculum depends on the implementation. What role of curricularist is this? A. Planner, B. Innovator, C. Evaluator, or D. Implementer. So what will be your answer? If your answer was implementer, is it correct? The teacher as curricularist implements the curriculum. It is in this role that the teacher gives life to the curriculum plan. Implementation of the curriculum by the teacher will define the success of the recommended, well-written, and planned curriculum. So the next question was number 11. Teacher Teresa writes books, modules, instructional guides, and reference materials in paper and electronic media, and takes record of concepts and subject matter. What role of a teacher does Teacher Teresa do as a curricularist? The choices are A. Planner, B. Innovator, C. Writer, D. Implementer. So what will be your answer? So if your answer was C. Writer, is it correct? The teacher as a curricularist writes and even reviews the curriculum. As a curriculum writer or reviewer, the the knowledge concepts, subject matter, or content that has been recorded by the teacher need to be written or preserved through books, modules, laboratory manuals, instructional guides, and reference materials in paper or electronic media. So the next question was number 12. John benefits from active action with others. When he is involved in things that he finds meaningful, his learning improves. What philosophy can adequately express this? The choices are A. Progressivism, B. Idealism, C. Realism, or D. Empiricism. So, what will be our answer? So, if your answer was letter A, progressivism, is it correct? A progressivism is a concept of experiential learnings, also known as learning by doing. As a result, the learner is the one who thinks, solves, and gives meaning to his or her own experience. That's why John benefits. That's why John. The next question was number 13. When the following places greater focus on core requirements such as longer school day, a long academic year, and a more difficult textbook. The choices are A. Perennialist, B. Essentialist, C. Progressivist, D. Existentialist. So what will be your answer? So if your answer was letter B, essentialist, is it correct? Essentialism is an educational paradigm based on classical realism and idealism that promotes curricular reform that emphasizes the fundamentals such as 3 R's. So the next question was number 14. Teacher Jean required one of her students, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" This question reveals what kind of philosophy you have. The choices are A. Progressivism, B. Naturalism, C. Essentialism, D. Idealism. So what will be your answer? If your answer was idealism, is it correct? Because it emphasizes the existence of ideas from the material world. The only reality is that which exists in the mind. So the next question was, who among the progressivists viewed curriculum as all the experience in the classroom which are planned and enacted by the teacher and also learned by the students? The choices are A. Marsh and Wills, B. John Dewey, C. Caswell and Campbell, D. Joseph Schwab. So what will be your answer? So if your answer was letter A, Marsh and Wills. Marsh and Wills view curricula as all the experiences in the classroom, which are planned and enacted by teacher and also learned by the students. The experiences are done in the which means the experience are done in the classroom. Next question was number 16. Teacher Dario claims, "If I have to give reinforcement, it has to be given immediately after the response." Which theory supports Teacher Dario? The choices are A. Operant conditioning theory, B. Social cognitive theory, C. Cognitive theory. D. Humanist theory. So what will be your answer? If your answer was operant conditioning theory, is it correct? In teaching, from the word operant conditioning, it supports a type of associate learning process through which the strength of a behavior is modified by reinforcement or punishment. So, the next question was number 17. Teacher S wants to determine immediately the learning difficulties of her students. Which of the following do you expect her to undertake? The choices was are A. Require her students to prepare a portfolio. B. Administer an achievement test. C. Administer a diagnostic test. Or D. Interview her students directly. So what will be your answer? So if your answer was letter C, administer a diagnostic test. Administer a diagnostic test. It is all about diagnostic assessment. A teacher is a form of pre-assessment that allows a teacher to determine students' individual strengths, weaknesses, knowledge, and skills prior to instruction. So the next question was, which assessment tool shows evidence of students' writing skills? The choices are A. Project, B. Portfolio, C. Critiquing session, D. Daily journal. So what will be your answer? So if your answer was D. Daily journal, is it correct? It is the process of writing was improved by keeping a journal. Students are more likely to write about a topic of importance and relevance to them. And nothing is more relevant than their own lives. Writing, like any other creative effort, improves with practice. And journaling also creates an historical, biographical document that students can carry with them into adulthood. So the next question was number 19. The last in the second to the last question. After doing the exercise on verbs, Miss Borello gave a short quiz to find out how will students have understood the lesson. What type of assessment was done? A. Summative assessment. B. Formative assessment. C. Diagnostic assessment. Or D. Placement assessment. So what will be your answer? If your answer was B. Formative assessment, is it correct? A formative assessment is planned and in progress while teaching. The teacher is constantly monitoring the level of skills of the student and learning objectives. It is to know the strengths and weaknesses of children in education. So, the last question was, if I have to use the most authentic method of assessment, which of these procedures should consider? A. Traditional test. B. Performance-based assessment. C. Written test. D. Objective assessment. So what will be your answer? If your answer was letter B, performance-based assessment, is it correct? A performance-based assessment, this mode of assessment requires actual demonstration of skills or creation of products of learning. Like examples are practical tests, oral recitation, projects, and etc. So that was end of our 20 question. So now I know that we have a lot of time to more understanding about those questions, and I hope this will help you. But as a form of inspiration, I will leave you a quotation that it says, starting something new or making a big deal, change requires effort, persistence, and motivation. Doubt, fear, and worry will only slow you down, so focus on doing your best now and celebrate every step of the way. Okay? So, what I'm trying to say here, please do not stop dreaming. Please do not stop hoping that this coming let would be the last let that you take. Do not let your hurdles, do not let the challenges in your life stop you from being successful. If you know that becoming a licensed teacher is our ultimate goal, it is our ultimate dream, and we know it can help our family and even of ourselves. That's all. Thank you.